Going on, guys? So today I am practicing some pseudocode, so I figured why not have you guys tag along and we'll try to do a problem. So we're gonna try to find the largest integer in an array of integers. So let's try to break this down a little better pseudocode. So we can say uh, while element is less than the array size, we want to iterate um, iterate through the collection one by one, and then we want to save the first element as our starting point. And then we're going to okay, we'll say if the current element, no, like the saved element is greater than the current element, then we're gonna save that element, right? If the save element is greater than the current element, we want to move on to the next array, or move to the next iteration. I'll say if it's we can just write else if, because we know we're going to use an else if right there. Or actually going to be just else. We're going to move to the next iteration. So basically, if the save element is greater than the current element, move to the next iteration. Otherwise, the save iteration becomes the current element. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Sorry, clean this up a little bit. Okay, and then after that, we're gonna print the saved element after all elements been compared. Okay. Kind of some informal pseudocode. We what we can do now, try to write some formal. So we can say start. We want to do a saved number, and we're going to equal that to our array the first element, right? Because we're going to say the first element is our starting point. This will be saved number will be our starting point. So after that, actually this should be right here. And now we're going to iterate through the collection one by one. So we can say iterate each array element one by one. We'll say if the current element greater than the current element is greater than the saved element. No, sorry. Remember we said we're gonna do if the saved element is greater than the current element, then current element becomes the saved element, right? Then we want to print same thing, the saved element we can actually just do it like this. Save num. Okay, so now that we have all this, we can start writing our code. Go ahead and comment this out as well. And we can start by naming our, or defining our method. We're going to call it find largest. And then we want to pass an array, and we'll pass the array into this method called down here, find largest collection. Find largest, we're going to pass it there. So those white spaces. Okay, so we can say we're going to do save num equals our array at the first position, right? This position right here. So after that, we want to iterate through our array. So we can say array dot each do, and we'll call this num. It's gonna be each individual number. If we were to say, let's just say pnum for now. Oops. We'll close this. Check what we have. We have each individual object. So what we want to do, if the save element is greater than the current element, so this is our current element, so we're going to say if saved element is greater, we'll say is greater or equal to num. What do we want to do? Move to the next iteration. That should be next, and that should be else. So if the saved element is greater or equal to the number, if it's greater, then move to the next one, because if it's already better than this one, we don't even need it. So we'll move to the next one. Else, our saved number, otherwise we want this one to now equal whatever this one is. So it's gonna save number equal num. And then we can break out of this if statement, and then beneath the end we can actually call our save num or return it. If we were to run this right now, we should actually have our number. We can actually instead we can say puts let's say largest number is, and then concatenate that right here. If we were to go ahead and run this code right now. Where do I select it? Save now. Okay, if we're gonna run this, largest number is 356. We did get it, but what I would like to do is I would like to run pry, and we'll put it right here above the next statement, and then that way I can show you what it's doing a little bit, because I had a little bit of a hard time understanding this at first. So we're basically stopping it right here. So if the saved number is greater than binding pry, so what we can do right now is call save number and see what the value is. It's 34. That's what this one is. It's our starting point, right? So if we hit Control D, go to the next one, and hit save number again, you'll see that we're actually 34 again. If we were to hit Control D and go one more time, and then save number, now we have 56. So what this did here, if you see we have 34 twice in a row, that is because of our condition that we put here that says if our saved number is greater, we're going to move to the next iteration, which means we're going to skip this. So save number never becomes the number. So since we're starting at 34, we're getting 34 twice in a row because it's evaluating the first, if we can say that's 0, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are our spots. So what it's going to do first, it has 34 in the 0 position, so it's evaluating the very next one. It sees that 34 is bigger than 5, so it's going to stay at 34 and skip this one right here. Go back through the loop again. Now it's saying, okay, is 43 bigger than 34? Now that it's saying yes, it's going to this else statement, or this else clause, and the save number is becoming this number here, which is 43. That's why you'll see now we're at 43. Or we actually didn't even, I am curious as why it just skipped. Maybe I hit Control D too many times, but it's evaluating each one. Once it gets to 356, if we run this again, saved num 34. Let's just hit Control D a few times, and then call our save num again. And we're at 356. So now it should pretty much for the rest of our duration print out 356, and then at the very end it's going to print largest number is 356. So we can get rid of this binding pry. As a bonus feature, what you could do as well is copy this entire thing, say find smallest, and then change this to less. We can change this to smallest. To smallest. And then if we run this file, you'll get the smallest and the largest. And in fact, we do have the smallest and the largest. Anyways, thank you for spending some time with me today, and I hope this was informative. And yeah, if you have any suggestions for anything you want to see me cover, let me know. Until next time, thanks.